Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Mae, and this is going to be just a rapid fire Q&A, hopefully to give you some inspiration or motivation. If that is something you're looking for, you're in the right place. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. This is going to be a fun little Q&A session. I did ask you guys to ask me some questions over on my Instagram. If you're not following me, go ahead and check it out. It's at Mae Stevens on Instagram and TikTok, and let's jump in. What is the one limiting belief secretly running your life right now? I would definitely say it's perfectionism. I'm definitely working on that every single day to not have to be entirely perfect to post something. I always want the finished product to be absolutely stunning and amazing, and I want it to be my best work. So I think it's that is really dealing with volume of how much content I want to put out because I want to help a lot of people, but also wanting the content to be amazing. So working on not having everything be so perfect. If fear didn't exist, what would you be doing today? Honestly, I think it's this. I have wanted to have a YouTube channel or multiple YouTube channels for a long time. And I actually remember back when I was a kid, I always would like pretend that I was on camera. I would be filming myself, just like talking to the camera and making a bunch of different facial expressions. And I feel like that's what I've always wanted to do is have like my own TV show or a talk show. And since I don't really believe or love mainstream media, I think YouTube is a perfect place to have my own medium and have my own channel to talk to people and inspire people and help. So definitely having my own YouTube channel. Are you chasing success or are you building fulfillment? Ooh, I like this one. I would say both. Honestly, I'm not ashamed to admit that I am chasing success. I want to be an extremely successful person in my life. Now, what I consider success and what you consider success may be two completely different things. And I think that's okay. So I am definitely chasing success to become all I can be in this lifetime and live up to my full potential while also building fulfillment. So for me, that is helping people become their best selves and be all that they can be. What's your self-sabotage pattern and how is it keeping you small? I don't like this question because I believe that this question has a presupposition in it that you have a self-sabotage pattern. Now, I do think that people can self-sabotage, but that's when they're repeating a mantra that isn't helpful for them. I have, through NLP, become very, very mindful of the words that I use on a day-to-day basis. Now, do I have some quote unquote flavors of suffering? Yes, of course. I think we all do, but I wouldn't say it's like a self-sabotage. I think it's probably just a perfectionism thing that I want things to be perfect. I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a self-sabotage thing going on. And to help anybody that's watching that believes that they do this, just begin to be more mindful of the words that you're using every single day. How are you talking to yourself? How are you speaking to yourself? What's the first thing you say to yourself when you wake up in the morning? Is it negative? Is it like, oh, you look like crap? Or like, oh my gosh, my hair, my skin, my face, I broke out? Is it negative or is it positive? Like, damn girl, you look fine. And I think that plays a huge role on how the rest of the day unfolds is like, how are you speaking to yourself? How are you loving on yourself? I think if you can turn any self-sabotage or self-criticism rather into some self-love talk in the morning, I think you're going to see how that unfolds and plays out through the rest of your day and eventually your life, because obviously every single day your actions add up, your words add up, and that becomes your life. When was the last time you prioritized your joy over your to-do list? I would say the last time I prioritized my joy over my to-do list, honestly, I think being productive brings me joy. I tried taking a bit, and I don't even like the word try, but I tried taking a bit of a break over the summer, kind of taking a step back after Miami Swim Week and wanting to just have some me time and just travel and not really post a lot on Instagram. I kind of made that promise to myself or that oath that I was going to just take some me time. But honestly, that didn't make me happy like I thought it would. I thought that seeking balance was going to bring some sort of satisfaction in my life. And honestly, it didn't. To me, being productive is what makes me happy. Ticking off the boxes on a to-do list, I think it's much different having a to-do list versus goals that are set and taking steps towards those goals every day. So to bring that all together, I believe making progress is bringing me joy. I believe going after my goals does bring me joy. So yeah, in a way, like checking off those boxes on that to-do list is a way that I do bring joy into my life. And I think that if there's anybody out there that they are kind of stuck and not feeling like they know what to do in life, honestly, Just start doing anything. Just start. If you have an idea for 5 YouTube channels, just start one and start making that video today. Like literally today. Write it down. What's the script going to be? How is it going to look? Get the camera or your phone if you don't have a camera. Start recording, just start posting, just start doing. If it's to help people, you can go to whatever it is, a homeless shelter or a boys and girls club. Start helping somebody. Start helping somebody, and you're going to see that by giving, that is how you can get yourself out of that rut, get yourself out of that stuckness that you feel. And then eventually momentum builds, and you're going to see that you become super happy because you're being productive. And that in turn brings you joy. I like this one. Are you creating your dream life, or are you following someone else's blueprint? I'm definitely not following anybody's blueprint. I've never wanted to, never had the desire. I feel like even in high school, I never had the same goals as everyone else. And no offense to anybody from my high school, if you're watching this, I think it's beautiful. But I felt like most of the students, they wanted to get married out of high school, get a job, have a family right away, like right in their 20s. If that's what you know you want to do, is that you want to get married, you want to have a family right away, right in your 20s. By all means, like do what makes your heart sing and makes you feel fulfilled. But I never really felt that way. I never was like, oh, I need to meet my person. I need to meet my person and get married and start a family with a white picket fence and all of that. I just didn't really see that for myself. And I'm not saying that I don't want that. I probably will in the future. But I wanted to travel. I wanted to experience the world. I believe like my life is about growth and new experiences. And I love having those new experiences so that I can grow from them and so I can teach about them and help people. So to me, that's how I am fulfilling my life in this moment. And I think eventually I will want to settle down and start a family. But for now, we are into self-development and helping others become their best selves. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too so you don't miss any future videos. What's one thing you know you need to let go of but haven't yet? Probably caring what people think, honestly. I cannot say that I'm at that point in my life that I don't care what people think. And though I wish I didn't care, I guess it depends. It depends on the person saying it. It's really tricky because sometimes I'll wake up and I just don't give a flying F what people think. But I think maybe when I'm about to start that time of month, I may feel a little bit more emotional or more moody. And then I might just care a little bit more what people think. But I think it's that, just like, don't care. Because at the end of the day, are they paying your bills? Are they living your life? Have they walked in your shoes? Have they even taken a step in a single shoe of yours? They have never walked your path and they never will. And they don't have the same dreams or the same desires as you. So why should you care what they think? How much of your energy is spent worrying about what others think? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was just talking about that. Again, I'm working on it. It's kind of like ironing out the wrinkles that it's like, okay, you feel the thought, you see the thought in your head of you're thinking about what do people think, but then I eventually iron out. I picture like an iron going across the shirt. Okay, ironing that out. I'm not focusing on it because you can't change it. I mean, everyone has an opinion on this earth. And if I'm going to run around chasing everyone's validation, I'll drive myself crazy. So I really am working on just ironing out those kinks and not caring what people think and spending too much time on it. Are you saying yes to things out of alignment or just to avoid guilt? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Okay. I don't think I do things because I'm worried about feeling guilty later. I do believe in not living with regret. I think that's different than guilt though. I think guilt is comes from a shameful place, and that's the opposite of alignment. So definitely I would say I act from alignment, and if I don't, then I possibly could feel guilty, but I'm not going to do something in order to not feel guilt, if that makes sense. Like guilt would be an aftermath factor of me not flowing with what I'm aligned with. Hope that makes sense. Pretty much I'm saying just go with your gut, go with what feels best to you. Like follow your bliss, is as cheesy as that sounds. Follow what feels right for you, and you'll see that your journey will unfold step by step, page after page. You'll see that your life path is unfolding before you if you follow what feels really good to you. What's the one thing you've always wanted to do but haven't allowed yourself to try? That's a tough one because I really think I strive to do everything that I want to do in this life. I don't believe in limitations. I literally think that we can be, do, and have anything we want if we're willing to put in the work, time, energy, and effort. So maybe I want to have dinner in the sky in Dubai. Like something outrageous like that I haven't done, like literally just like float with a table and eat some sushi or something. Yeah, I believe if I can think it, I can have it or do it. So I'm working on it. Everything that I aspire to have or be, I'm working on it. And I know it takes time. If you knew your potential couldn't fail, how would your life look different? Maybe it's just consistency with putting out content. I think content takes a lot of effort, especially if you're doing the research and scripting and also editing. There's just so much that comes into creating content and building a brand. Probably it's that is making sure that I stay on the path, I stay focused and clear on exactly what I want. That's why it's so important for me to revisit my goals and visit them again and again and again and write them down and remind myself of what I want and why I want it. I think that's important. Oh, okay. So how would my life look different? Probably not as many dips, but at the same time, I do understand that dips happen in life. Life is never a straight line. Like, success isn't either. It's like you're always going to have these ebbs and flows. And maybe if you completely are driven by that goal and you believe in yourself every step of the way and you're your own best cheerleader, then you won't have as like much of a roller coaster, if that makes sense. But I think the more I'm in this game, the more I'm realizing that life comes in ebbs and flows, and I'm okay with it and I'm here for it. What's your biggest what if fear holding you back right now? I don't really ask myself what if. Mine is more of I act out of a place of what if I don't try this? I always act from a place of when I get to the end of my life and I look back, am I going to be proud of myself? Am I going to be happy with everything I tried? Am I going to be happy with who I've become and all that I've experienced in my life? So that's the space I operate out of. I don't operate out of that fear mentality of like, oh, what if I fail? Because I know and understand that the most successful people on earth are the ones who have failed more than anybody. So I'm willing to fail. I'm willing to make a fool of myself. I'm willing to take that uncomfortable action that may seem silly at first, where nobody sees the vision but you. I feel like I've lived that era and I've lived in that space for so long that I'm almost becoming numb to it and getting a thick skin for it, that I realize nobody's going to ever have your vision. So if you have something in your life that you have an idea, that you have this burning desire in your heart that only you know the end result of how great it can look, I think you definitely have to stick to that. You definitely have to press forward on that because no one else can realize that vision for you. And so you have to stay true to that and keep working towards it every single day. And I think you'll see if you live from that place of, okay, when I'm 80, 90, 100, 110 years old, baby, when I look back on my life, how is that going to feel? Am I going to feel proud? Am I going to feel excited? Am I going to feel grateful for all the experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and the downs? I think that's what makes life exciting and that's what makes life so beautiful. Who in your life mirrors the version of yourself you're trying to outgrow? The simple answer to that is the person I was yesterday. I believe in always being better than the person we were yesterday, and the only person we're competing with is ourselves. It's so true. What's the one dream you keep postponing for the right time? Maybe a retreat, because right now I am working on doing online workshops via Zoom because I think that's the best way for everyone to get together, because obviously if they're out of state or something like that, we can all just join on Zoom. But eventually I think it'd be really cool to do some kind of in-person retreat. And I'm putting that off because I definitely want to get feedback from people from joining the workshop. So if you're watching this right now, check the link in the description box. I could have a wait list there so you can join the next workshop. I always love doing workshops on self-development and different topics within that, like self-concept and charisma and wealth building. Different topics that are all around personal development. Are you working hard or just staying busy? Definitely both. I believe that if you want to meet the devil, then just have white space on your calendar. That is where he can creep in and give you signs of doubt and make you feel sad or depressed or angry or anxiety. All the bullshit lives in the white space of your calendar. So I am both staying busy and working towards my goals. What's the last time Maybe it means when. When's the last time you truly celebrated yourself? When's the last time I truly celebrated myself? Today, baby. Okay. I love making videos, so I think that's a celebration in and of itself. Are your habits aligned with the version of yourself you're becoming? I believe so. I think I need to be even more structured when it comes to time blocking, because sometimes when I meet with people, it can run over because I'm having great conversation. Like I just went out with my friend Sandra today and we had lunch. We were brainstorming and that ended up turning into, I think, 3 hours when we had time blocked like an hour and a half or something. So I definitely think I could get a bit more strict with the time blocking, but at the same time, you've got to live too. And obviously, I believe in eating healthy and drinking your lemon water when you wake up, having tea before bed, just taking that time to unwind, not watching and looking at your phone right before you go to sleep, limiting, that blue light. I just got some blue light blocking glasses. So that is, I would say, yeah, my habits are aligned with becoming the best version of myself. And obviously, there's always room for improvement. What's the story you tell yourself about why you're not there yet? I mean, there's always work to do. There's more that I can improve on, obviously. And that's what makes life fun, is like knowing that you're not there yet, knowing that the journey continues. And even if I were to reach all of my goals today, this very moment, I know that tomorrow I would wake up with new goals. So I've just been learning to embrace that this is all part of the journey, and the point is to enjoy the process. So you can have these goals, you can have these great ambitions and these dreams, but making sure that you're having fun along the way. Otherwise, then what's the point? Well, that is it. I think it's time to wrap up this video. It's getting a little bit long. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and got some value from it, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would give it a big thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in one of these videos up next. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.